devotional this morning was about surrendering. And also, if you don't have that devotional by Jackie Hill Perry, it's called Upon Waking, and it's so good. It's such a perfect like morning devotional, because I don't know, I love the way Jackie Hill Perry thinks, and she just inspires me. She talks about surrendering to God and how difficult that can be, and how the underlying lie or underlying thought that we have when we don't want to surrender something to God is that we don't actually trust that God has something better for us. So whether it's like the relationship or a friendship, or for me it was like my future. Like, I wanted to get out the military, I wanted to do Skill Bridge, I wanted to live in Florida, I wanted to find my apartment in Florida, live by the beach, live by the pool, like just near family every weekend. Like, that was my dream. And when I got out, shortly after, me and LJ met, and everything changed. He was still military. Well, he is still military. And so everything changed from sunny Florida to snowy Minot, North Dakota. And while I knew that I wanted to be with LJ, like, I knew that that was my husband, and he knew I was his wife, and you know, we had just started talking. And although I knew that, there was part of me that was just like, oh, this means I won't have my sunny Florida, you know, vision for myself. And I've always told myself, like, if it's not God's will, then why would I want it, you know? But this was different. I was like, oh, like, I want to go to Florida. But in the end, I surrendered my future to him, and now our plan is to leave the military and go live in Mississippi. And it's sunny there. We have his family there. I'm not too far away from my family, and so it's ends up being perfect. But I say all this to say, at the time, I had to admit to myself that the reason I was so afraid or reluctant to give up that vision of living in Florida was because I didn't believe deep down that what God had for me was even better. And yeah, once I realized that that was my mindset, I was like, ooh, we gotta correct this quick. And luckily for me, I had at the time a boyfriend. Ugh, it's so crazy. LJ was my boyfriend for like a month. Anyway, that's a story for another time. But he was praying already that God would change my heart about living in Florida. Like, he was saying how, okay, because LJ is called to preach. He believes it's in Mississippi, which now we kind of have confirmation about that too. At his church, his home church. And so he told God, you know, if you want me to live in Mississippi and be able to preach there, you got to change Natalie's heart about it, because she wants to live in Florida. And yeah, shortly, it was probably like a couple weeks later, when I went to go visit Mississippi to see his parents, to meet his parents, my heart changed. I told LJ in the truck, and I was like, you know, I could see myself living here. Like, and he was just so relieved. He was like, I've been praying about that. That was another reason we knew that God ordained us as a married couple. And so, anywho, I say all that to tell you to surrender, because what God has is always better. Even in your wildest dreams, like what we dream up, like the visions that we come up with are like, you ever seen that picture? It's like a little kid, maybe it's a little girl, and she's holding like a small teddy bear, and she's like, no, God, like, I love this teddy bear, I don't want to let it go. And God's going like this with his hand, and behind his back is like the biggest like life-size teddy bear in his hands. Like, that is literally me sometimes. Like, I feel like my ideas are better, or like, I can't let go of this because this is how I want it and this is how I see it. And the whole time, God has this wonderful marriage plan for me, this wonderful, yes, we're in Minot, yes, we're in North Dakota, but when I tell you, me and LJ have made the most beautiful memories here. And like, praise God that our first year of marriage was not all the nightmares that everyone tells you about. Like, we've had so much fun. We just hit 1 year last Thursday, and it's been nothing but a great time. Like, and not to say we haven't had our obstacles or things that we had to talk through, or, you know, painful moments, but the good moments far when I mean far outweigh the bad. I don't know, I just feel grateful. I feel kind of silly forever thinking that my idea would be better. But yeah, that was my devotional this morning, and I'll probably catch up with you guys there when I'm cooking.